So, this situation blew up way faster than anyone expected, and honestly, it feels like one of those moments where something very personal suddenly turns into a full internet battlefield. When the photos first dropped of ATEEZ attending San's sister's wedding, the vibe was completely different. Fans were emotional, soft, almost proud. You could literally feel that family energy through the screen. All the members showing up, traveling far just to support him. It wasn't just a schedule. It felt genuine. Like, this is why people love ATEEZ in the first place. And then San shares his message. At first, it reads like something very human. He talks about being worried for his sister because she's sweet and pure, and being relieved that her husband is a good person. That part? Completely normal. Protective brother energy. Nothing controversial. But then the detail that changed everything. He explains that now that she's married, he told her he would start calling her Nuna instead of her name. She felt uncomfortable with that and asked him to keep calling her by her name, but he insisted, saying he also needed to be respectful to his brother-in-law. That one sentence, that's where the backlash exploded. Because online, especially in Korean communities, people didn't read that as respect. They read it as hierarchy. And not just any hierarchy one where the respect is being redirected toward the man in the situation instead of the woman who is literally his sister. And suddenly, the narrative flipped. Instead of San, the loving brother, it became San representing outdated gender dynamics. People started questioning why the trigger for showing more respect wasn't his sister herself, but her husband. Like, why does her status change only after marriage? Why is the respect framed around the brother-in-law instead of her? And from there, things escalated. Fast. Some comments got extremely harsh, accusing him of reflecting deep-rooted societal issues. Others went even further, dragging his upbringing, his mindset, even generalizing about Korean men as a whole, which, let's be real, is where things start getting messy and unfair. Because here's the thing. This situation sits right at the intersection of culture, language, and modern expectations. In Korean culture, honorifics and titles like Nuna aren't just casual words. They carry layers of meaning about age, hierarchy, and relationships. But at the same time, younger generations are increasingly questioning those traditional structures, especially when they seem to reinforce gender imbalance. So what San said might have come from a very traditional mindset of, I should show proper respect within the family structure. But the audience hearing it? They're filtering it through a much more modern lens. And that's where the disconnect happens. Also, let's not ignore another key detail. People are debating, he mentioned he didn't cry, but cried in his heart. That line alone shows how emotional this moment was for him. This wasn't some calculated statement. It felt raw, unfiltered, almost like he was just sharing his thoughts without expecting them to be dissected like this. But that's the reality of being an idol. Every word gets analyzed. Every nuance becomes a headline. And in this case, one explanation turned into a full-blown controversy. Now, the fandom itself is split. Some fans are defending him, saying this is being blown way out of proportion, that he didn't mean any harm, and that people are projecting deeper issues onto a very personal moment. Others are more critical, saying intent doesn't erase impact, and that even small comments can reflect bigger societal patterns that deserve to be questioned. And honestly, both sides have a point. Because yes, this might have been a simple, culturally influenced thought from San, but at the same time, the reaction shows how sensitive people are right now to anything that even hints at unequal respect between men and women. It's not just about San anymore. It's about what his words represent to different people watching. And maybe the biggest takeaway here is this Kalan being a global idol means you're no longer speaking to just one culture. You're speaking to millions of people, all with different values, different expectations, different interpretations. You're speaking to millions of people, all with different values, different expectations, different interpretations. What feels normal in one context can feel problematic in another. And if there's one thing this situation proves, it's that even a heartfelt message about family can turn into a viral controversy overnight. The question now is, will this fade like most idol controversies do? Or will it stick and shape how people see him moving forward? Because in K-pop, perception is everything. And once a narrative starts spreading, it's very hard to control it. And honestly, this whole situation leaves you with more questions than answers. Was this just a misunderstood, emotional moment from someone watching his sister step into a new chapter of her life? Or was it a glimpse into deeper values that people are no longer willing to ignore? That's the real conversation everyone is having right now. Because in today's world, especially in K-pop, it's not just about what you say, it's about what people hear, what they feel, and what they believe it represents. And once that spark hits the internet, there's no going back. But I want to know what you think. Was this blown out of proportion? Or do you think the criticism is valid? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it. And if you want more real, unfiltered K-pop stories like this, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay tuned because on Daebak Daily, we don't just report the news, we break it down. See you in the next one.